through the tri-oval, coming to the line, and it'll be just 23 laps to go.
And a lot of positioning, a lot of cars looking like they're wanting to move to the middle or the bottom of the racetrack. We are closing in on green flag pit stops. Who comes with who? Is it manufacturer base? Is it who you're with near the racetrack? How soon do the crew chiefs inform the drivers? Hands out the window on the backstretch would be the signal from driver to driver.
And we've seen multiple incidents on pit lane entry, Jeff, today. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski missing it, other drivers missing it. Who's got the finesse and the discipline to execute this final stop the best way?
And now late in the race, the consequences are even higher, so drivers are going to try to get even more speed on corner entry.
And let's not forget about those pit crews. Just because we're doing gas only does not make this any easier. The gas man is going to try to come off pit wall with over a 100-pound gas can on his shoulder, plug in instantaneously before the car even stops, and then put a calculated time in. Hand out the window, 13, AJ Allmendinger. I believe you're going to see pit stops this time. First car in line, that bright green aqua-colored 13. There was a hand out the window going into 1.
So watch, if he pits this time, watch, there it is, hand out the window. See it? That's the indication. So watch what happens behind him. Watch who gets slowed up, who doesn't get slowed up. Now the words going back to the spotters. Hey, 13's pitting, 13's pitting, but what lane does this hurt? He will come off and get on the straightaway. Stay to the left. There's plenty of room to go around into the right.
Who else is coming? Daniel Hemrick, I think, is coming. Preece, is it? Dinger's the first one in. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen as well. Marty's there.
Really just the Collet cars coming down pit road a little early on this side of the window. And AJ Allmendinger actually got some damage earlier on in a green flag cycle, so they wanted to make sure it was clean here. 21 to go at Talladega.
And with this car, when these cars pitted, that gave room for the 22 of Joey Logano to get to the bottom. So now he's in a position. No more hands out the window this time yet that I see. I think we're going to see another completed lap.
Once again, the Penske teammates, they work together so well. They take pride in it. It wasn't always the case, Steve. A few races they wrecked together. They had to work it out, learn how to do it.
Well, Roger Penske, right? Leadership at the top. Have to have those uncomfortable conversations.
Effort equals results. The captain always says there's no lack of effort from these guys at the front. Cindric, Logano on that low side. How about Austin Dillon? What a run he's having. His RCR teammates only 3-4 cars back. Kyle Busch still in with a shot of continuing that win streak of 20 consecutive seasons with at least one victory. Stenhouse has been at the front all day long.
Yeah, big push right here. Austin Dillon to the bottom. I wonder if that means he's going to try to pit. No, he's up the racetrack. He's not pitting. He just had such a push.
Any takers this time? You bet. Here comes Bubba Wallace.
But only 3, a surprising number. You want to come with more than that is the 43. It'll be very interesting to see if he was speeding on pit road. This is a small number to pit with. It will hurt your get up to speed lap. The drafting matters, even leaving pit road, Dave.
Chris Buescher's been exciting all day long, running up at front in the 17 car. Scott Graves told him we've got nothing to lose, not in the playoffs, and we're going to prove it. He'll get just fuel here.
The Watkins Glen winner is serviced and sent and gets out ahead of Bubba Wallace. We'll follow up what happened with Eric Jones, if he's going to get penalized or not. Meanwhile, at the front, the pressure is on. Todd Gilliland leads. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Inside is Austin Dillon in the 3.
And much like us, every crew chief watches the pack come off turn 4 to decide, are there any more takers? No, the pack stays together, and the pack has picked up a 1.5 seconds since the first group pitted. No more riding, no more park throttle. It's go time.
18 laps left.
I think we're about to see the Penske's on pit road. They got to the bottom a little bit ago. I saw several other, their teammate Harrison Burton, Alliance car, he got to the bottom. Look at this mess.
Oh, they're fighting for the bottom, aren't they?
Yep. Larson trying to get to the bottom.
This is a big line. They can't be fighting down there for nothing. Who's going to peel left here?
Cindric went to the top, so he's not pitting.
Get ready. Who are the takers? Who's coming? Here we go. Stenhouse is coming. Dillon is coming. Chase Elliott is coming. So too Kyle Busch. Here they come, Marty.
Everyone cleanly on pit road. When I talked to Rudy Fugle, the crew chief for William Byron earlier this week, he said, this is what we execute so well. Green flag stop. Byron on pit road with 17 to go, Kim.
And his teammate Chase Elliott got the cue this time after missing at the last green flag stop. Fuel only for Chase Elliott. His teammate Larson looking for that first super speedway win. Fuel only for both of those teammates down on pit road.
Look at this. Look at this race off pit road. Phenomenal.
They all know the position's going to matter when they get single file. This time the Fords are coming. The hands were out the window in the backstretch. The Chevys got the pit road cleanly and organized. Can the Fords match? Widen out, get air to the front, get air to the brakes. Hard on the brakes for all of the Fords. Looking really good, Parker.
Right, they all come down here, including some of the Toyotas as well. It looked like joining these Fords because the Toyotas did not do well on that stage 2 cycle when they got beat by many of the cars. Joe Logano there getting fuel only from the front of the field. Dave?
Chase Briscoe and another Ford brings the 14 in. He'll be fuel only as well. A tear-off so we can see better to try to manage things here, Kim.
Yep, we had Austin Cindric. They said go, 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 go. Got the seconds of fuel they needed. Also in pit road, Brad Keselowski, a whole brigade of Fords this stop.
Now, how much fuel did you save? How much fuel did you put in? Will you blend these cars off pit road? Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the light green and white car at speed. First lane into turn 1. They're going to continue every position. They start to go by, but on the backstretch, how much will the momentum carry? The Chevys are organized, single file, Jeff, they look good.
Now let's see, though, those Fords are way out front.
On board with the leader of stopping on lap 171. Ricky Stenhouse goes around Ryan Preece easily and effectively.
Look how single file those top 4 Fords are. They've done a nice job of getting organized quickly.
Wide open. You're clear everywhere.
Oh, wide open, you're clear everywhere. Stenhouse takes it to the right side of Gilliland.
He takes it, but this slows this line down a little bit. Double foul. Watch this to the 14. Look at those 4 Fords.
And the 8 pulls out of line, which hurts the 9 and the 24. The Chevys are thinking we needed to stay single file.
So now they got to get lined up, and when they do, and it's going to happen, when they go,
whoa!
Kyle Busch almost got into the side of Larson.
So now the chase is on.
They're going to have big Ford momentum coming to these Fords now.
McDowell's coming in. That's the yellow car on the low line there. Slowing. It's Austin Cindric at the front of this field with 15 to go.
Chase Elliott pulled out of line, pulls to the rear bumper, the 47, the 5th car back. He'll jump to up to the outside of one of the Fords. Stenhouse, tons of forward momentum, as you pointed out, Jeff. The Chevy's still attacking.
Even though he is not in that top 3, Chase Briscoe said, I believe the Ford drivers work together better than the other manufacturers. Look at this. Up goes Keselowski, trying to make it difficult for Stenhouse. Cindric still leads. Elliott tucks in behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ford versus Chevrolet. 4 Fords on the bottom, 3 Chevrolets on the outside.
Stenhouse, the perfect guy to lead the Chevy brigade, Jeff, because he's so aggressive to kind of thread the needle as they recovered. And here it is, 14 to go, the lead pack back together.
That is, you know, we talk about getting on pit road, and you know, people act like don't understand how hard it is, and to do it well, you get the result of what happened with Cindric, Keselowski, all of those guys. They did everything right.
This is manufacturer pride on the line. This is playoff points. Who just ducked to the inside there?
Gilliland on pit road. I'm not sure. Oh, he has a penalty. A penalty on the 38. Too fast entering. That's going to kill the speed of the Fords.
He was one of the key contenders for Front Row Motorsports. Todd's chances of a big win here on the big track are gone today. Stenhouse, Elliott, William Byron on that high line. Kyle Larson is in the mix as well. Chevy versus Ford in those lines. The Coca-Cola on board with Joey Logano.
It's getting aggressive, obviously, with 13 to go. Things are flying 190 miles an hour. Reaching speeds of right at 200 down the straights, the end of the straights.
We talk a lot about the chaos, Jeff, and at 3 and 4 wide, I'm just not sure what a driver can do. But when it turns too wide like this is like quintessential drafting right here. How much do you back up? How much do you move forward? When do you pull out a line? I just feel like there's more in the driver's hand than when it's just clogged up 4 wide.
Yeah, no doubt. And then how do you push, right? Because now the temptation is to push harder than you have all day long.
198 miles an hour. My goodness. Cindric, Keselowski, Logano we ride with. Harrison Burton's having a good run in that Dex Ford as well.
And who will be the first one to try to make it 3 wide on the outside?
I would imagine row 5, row 6, right? Because if you're in the front 2 rows, you're kind of in position for the last 10 laps. Is it Kyle Busch, that bright blue car, 6 back on the outside? Is this the race that's going to continue to streak? Or maybe Ryan Preece just in front of him in the 41?
The fear is if you jump to the outside and people don't go with you, you're going to go straight to the back. So you have to know that the guy behind you is going. You can see a little bit of an effort all the way at the back. A.J. Allmendinger trying to get it going.
You jump out of line in front of me, Jeff, I'm going to thank you for the position.
Yes.
And just fill right in the hole you left.
Well, watch that high line. You've got the teammates together. Allmendinger and Shane Van Gisbergen. They're a long way back, but we'll see if they can make any progress. There's 10 laps to go from here.
They're too far back by themselves, but if it starts to build some momentum, guys will jump up in front of them, and it will continue to build right there. It did not work. They're all back to the outside lane.
The highest speeds we've seen today.
You've been working this entire race, Diff, to get here.
Yeah.
You positioned yourself. You've done everything to get in this position.
That third lane worked earlier today for Eric Jones. He just popped the Dollar Tree car out there to have a look to see if anybody would go with him. They didn't. Austin Cindric, is it possible that he goes from last place in the playoffs to win and lock himself in the 8? We'll know in 9 laps time.
Brad Keselowski in that 6 car, he is not afraid to push. He is one of the most aggressive pushers on the racetrack.
Back to the story about it's not random. Look at the names and look at the resumes. Austin Cindric, Daytona 500 winner. Ricky Stenhouse, 500 winner. Brad Keselowski, so many super speedway wins. Elliott, Logano. The group always finds their way to the front.
Harrison Burton ahead of Chase Briscoe. William Byron ahead of his teammate. Look at the Hendrick cars there. 1, 2, 3 in Elliott, Byron, and Larson. Then Ryan Preece, Kyle Busch, and Tyler Reddick.
And we talked about the opportunity for a third lane to form up. These guys do not want to see that. They wanted to stay double file. That allows them to understand how they can attack. There it is. There's an attempt. Let's see if he can build the energy needed.
For 23.11. To see Reddick in the 45 rally late in this race will be a relief because he was down in the high 20s. Reddick runs 14th. Here's the Toyota on board. Another great run here at Talladega by Noah Gragson. He had a top 3 result earlier in the year, and he too is in the mix again.
More cars beating that outside lane, top 3 wide. Eric Jones trying to lead it. It's not worked yet.
And as a crew chief, this is when you have become a fan. You can't be on the radio. You have to let the spotter do what the spotter does. It can happen in really a blink of an eye. So you are literally just glued to the TV, sitting on top of the pit box.
How's that top line working? Are they making any momentum? Are they making any ground?
They are a little bit. Not a lot yet, but a few. If these bottom 2 rows, if they start to have a little bit of issue having to lift off the throttle, then that outside lane will get some serious momentum. Let's see if it happens this time.
Hemrick pushing Austin Dillon. Use the blue and black car of Bubba Wallace as the reference point. There goes Dillon. Can Hemrick stay with him? Or is that run going to fall flat? It falls flat for now.
And as long as it falls flat, then no one is tempted to try it. Not yet. With 2 or 3 to go, they're going to go everywhere.
And from this point, Jeff, 6 to go.
Sitting in that car, Diff. your heart rate's through the roof. It is firing. You are doing everything to stay calm, remind yourself to breathe, focus on all the work you've done. What do I need to do to execute this?
Car 47 out in front, and we've had 47 minutes of continuous racing. Awesome day here at Talladega.
To be clear, my heart rate's through the roof right here, much less in those cars.
Well, Jeff, we talk about simulation, practice, studying, watching video. You cannot replicate this. You do not get many attempts at this. That is where a Logano and a Brad Keselowski has the experience. That's where it helps. You're going to get one shot to make the right move. You're just not sure when it's going to happen.
Yeah, they're catching 38 car. Remember, he served a penalty. They're going to try to get around him. Todd's going to probably stay right to the bottom. This late in the race, there's no need in playing games with this.
This is what happened to AJ Allmendinger earlier. And look at that. Look at the speed of the pack. Here we go. Cindric's gone. So too is Logano. Harrison Burton's in there. LaJoy.
The whole field.
My goodness.
Something stacked everybody up on the front two rows. The pushes got, something happened to slow them down. Look at this mess.
With 5 to go, we got this far.
Logano's in it.
As a car, Logano went pretty early. Here's Gilliland trying to get back to it. It was Austin Cindric that was going down the backstretch facing the wrong way. LaJoy went off track, now he rejoins. Here's an interesting way to return to pit lane.
Reddick after the disappointment of Kansas. Bowman, a great run in the playoffs. He gets back to pit road to the service of his crew. The rest of this mess has to be untangled.
So, 2 of the key playoff players who got through that, Kyle Larson and William Byron.
Now who can get rolling?
That's right, Jeff. A lot of conversations been talked about. Are you out of the race? Are you not? Well, all these cars have had significant contact. So if you can't get your car back under your own power, I'd be shocked if NASCAR's not going to allow you or going to allow you to continue. Austin Cindric windowing that down. That's basically day over.
You can see drivers, if they feel like it can roll, they're going to keep their window net down. They're going to ask just to get pushed off, get pulled back.
They also have a system that you can air up, and it actually extends the rear shocks. It's a newer flat tire system, so you can drive back on flat tires. We'll see if any of these cars are able to drive away from the wreck on their own power.
And you can have a good finish with just a little bit of damage.
Yeah. Are there any with just a little bit of damage? I mean, what mess over there.
John Hunter Nemechek trying to get the gear wrench Toyota going to drive back to pit road. Wow.
Noah Gregson's got his car moving.
Cindric's out.
Cindric led 29 laps today and was at the front, there or thereabouts, in those top 3 rows for the majority of the race.
And Briscoe, all right, here it is. We were looking at the back of the pack. I knew something happened at the front to get everybody stacked up. Watch the bottom row. Right there. The 2 got so far out in front of the 6, and then with all the pushing and shoving, when he got to the 2 car, he was going so fast. Right here, boom, and around he goes.
He got there, and he was also kind of moving from right to left. He wasn't, you know, it happened so quick.
Look at the push. But this is what I saw.
That's
the pushing,
right.
And the 22 was getting pushed by the 21.
Right.
The 21 was getting pushed by the car behind him. It all happened, Dick, because the 2 got out so far. And that got mixed up when they passed the lap car of Gilliland. Yeah. That changed the energy of the pack.
That was a big hit to the left side of the 47. Unbelievable. The 47 was able to keep it straight. But if we watch that again, watch this 2 car right here. Gets pushed, bang, right off the 47. Stenhouse is able to keep it straight.
Look at the 9, Chase Elliott, big impact. What are you talking about? A big wreck with big ramifications for the playoffs. I mean, Austin Cindric's essentially leading this race, and if he wins it, he's advancing to the next round, and here he is, crashed.
Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch, they sail through. Here's the view from the 47. Oh, wow.
Logano's car, you saw it hop up in the air.
This is Chris Bush's view. Daniel Suarez was in there, Zane Smith as well. How about Chase Elliott? This isn't going to be good.
Look at all of these wrecked race cars, and I'm going to tell you, one driver that's not even in this. Matter of fact, he's been done for a while. Ryan Blaney. That was a massive, potentially huge deal for him. Remember, he was crashed. He was out of this race. And all of these cars are going to have poor finishes. That is going to be a big help to Ryan Blaney.
Tyler Reddick's view. Alex Bowman's ride, and he was able to continue and get back to his pit box.
It's just, you know, all the pushing and shoving, and eventually, Steve, it's more than it'll work out.
One great bit of news in this accident, all the cars stayed on their tires. That was a point of conversation coming here. Some changes by NASCAR. You know, wrecks are still wrecks, and I'm sure a lot of these did not feel great for the driver, but all the cars staying on their tires, a big point of focus coming here. Here you go.
So watch this. So the 2 is out, right? He's going by Todd Gilliland, who's a lap down. Now all of this energy is coming. The 6, the 22, the 21, the 14, all of those just continue to push the 6 into the 2. We talked all day, Diff, about the drivers behind not being able to see the car in front. And that is a great example right there. If they could really see that 2 car, they all would have been checking up a little bit. But when you're 3 cars back, 2 cars back, you have no idea that that car is that far out in front.
And the car that could see the 2 of Austin Cindric the best was the 6 of Brad Keselowski. Let's take you back to some radio.
Joey hit me from behind as I was pushing him. Not really anything I can do there. Yeah, 10-4, man.
So it goes back to what you were saying. You know, when you ride on board with the 6, it just looks like he's hitting the 2. But then when you get a wider perspective, right, it's, well, the 22's hitting the 6, trying to push him, right? And he's catching the 2. And it's, you know, earlier in the race, you would hear spotters say, you know, close in front, and you would see that 3rd car start to check up a little bit and leave each other space. But 4 laps to go. You know, you just have to continue to try to push, because if he could push the 2 out, then the bottom lane moves. It's just, you know, it's almost a matter of time. Line up a bunch of pool balls and push from the back until one of the pool balls pop out of line, and that's basically what happens, right? You can only push them for so hard, something's going to come out of line. And in this case, it happened to be the 1st car on the inside lane, and that's why you have so many cars involved.
There are a lot of cars to be retrieved. This was the view of AJ Allmendinger in the Strive Chevy. So close. Got within 5 laps of the finish. And then the big one happened.